I thought I was really proud of our kids. Obviously, today wasn't perfect. It wasn't maybe how you draw it up, but I think our kids continue to do a really good job of responding to adversity. I thought defensively, again, we played really good football. Offensively, it was really good to see us get into a really good rhythm in the football game. Special teams, we had some chances for some really big plays. And, unfortunately, we got to look at the film and see why those are getting called back. But, we've got a lot of work to do midway point of the season right now. I did see some really good improvement. It was great to see some guys make some plays. So that said, I'll certainly open up to you. I will say this about Kent State. I think those kids play really, really hard. It's a really well-coached football team, and we've got the utmost respect for them and their program. So with that said, I'll open up to you. Yeah, no, I think it was high. No, I got to look at it and see, but I think it was just a hair high. And really, Brad, in my honest opinion, is one of the best in the country. And so, I think that's, what the credit goes to him is he came back in and was phenomenal the rest of the day. And I think that takes a pretty mentally tough guy to be able to do that. And again, he didn't mean to do it. It happened, and he responded to the adversity. And again, I thought our football team responded as well. So, that's what I guess I mean. It wasn't perfect, but, we responded throughout the football game.
Coach, you just physically overpowered him as the game went on. Did you sense that on the sideline?
Yeah, I don't know if that's I guess I gotta see it. I thought we were physical. Kent State's, in my opinion, one of the most physical teams in our conference. And I think our kids knew that, and we talked about on both sides of the ball that, in our special teams game, that we were going to have to match their physicality throughout the football game. And I do think from that standpoint, we answered the bell in terms of matching their physicality throughout the game.
3 weeks you allowed one offensive touchdown. What type of confidence is that picking up by week?
Yeah, I would say a lot, in terms of that being said. I think this is a very confident group. Again, it's a group led of juniors and seniors that continue to improve. I think they're very confident in their ability to play. We weren't perfect defensively. I think they would tell you that. We would tell you that. I think there's a lot of areas that we can continue to work on and improve, and that's a good thing. And that means that obviously we're playing well with some good results, but there's a lot of areas that we can continue to work on.
Coach, how frustrating is it that the 2 touchdowns you gave up? I mean, the one against Arkansas State was a touchdown return for a touchdown. And then you got today the high snap. I mean, 2 shutouts.
Yeah, 2 shutouts, and again, yeah, that's frustrating, but that's football too. It's never perfect. This is a game that is of high and lows, and it's your ability to kind of stay steady through the ups and downs of the game. And I think that's where we've really improved. If you said, what have we really improved the most? I'd say our ability, last year was our ability to handle the adversity through game to game. Now I think it's our ability to handle adversity through 4 quarters of football, and I think that part, again, that's the credit to the leadership in our football program and obviously some really good senior leadership. Yeah, I just looking at it right now, obviously the big run was huge right before half. I thought that kind of gave us a little bit of a cushion. I thought Terry played extremely well. I think to have him and Kareem, back there, those are 2 guys that we have the utmost faith in. And, it's great that we were able to block for him today too. And I thought we were able, that offensive line did some good things as well throughout the football game.
Both sides get to reevaluate at halftime. Yet you guys haven't got a point in the 3rd quarter yet this year. What in your eyes is leading to that?
That they haven't scored a point, or we haven't scored a point?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think that's it's too early in the season for that statistic to maybe say too much, other than the fact that you got to give credit to our defensive coaches. Obviously, Coach Haycock and the adjustments that those guys made at halftime, are really good.
The 2 guys that really got elevated roles today, Darryl Richards and Josh Deacon, you talked about what those 2 guys said.
Yeah, you must have been in the locker room. Those 2 guys have broken down after the game for us, and I'm just really proud of those guys. And I think that's what's funny about football. Football is one of those deals where, you just keep working every day, and you keep coming out to practice, and, eventually you earn the right to play. And both those young men, Josh, obviously a true freshman, and Darryl, now going to be in his 3rd year in our program. And I think that's what I love to see. As much as I'm proud about winning the football game, I'm proud to see that happen. That means we're coaching, we're learning, and we continue to develop our football players in the program. And those guys are going to have to help us for the stretch run, and it's great to see that.
You have such a litany of running backs, but yet the guy in the third quarter gets a huge third and a fourth down conversion for you to keep the drive alive is Mark Remy.
Yeah.
Like Damien, just does yeoman's work every time you put him in the game.
Yeah. Well, Mark is again, there it talks about there's one football. There's a lot of really good football players on our football team, and you better be a really unified football team to be able to handle that. And sometimes you gotta check your ego at the door, and there's Mark, who's kind of always checked his ego at the door. He's just a humble guy, was in on I think almost all our third downs, did a great job protecting for us, and really proud of who he is and what he's about. Damien was hurt. So Damien got dinged up last week, and Damien, we kind of just kept him out from this football game, let him heal up, and we hope to get him ready and healthy for next week.
At what point did you decide that Kareem was all right?
Really, again, it was all about practice, and he was able to practice Tuesday and Wednesday, and going into Thursday and Friday's practice, just making sure, evaluating. Again, that's an injury I don't want to mess with, and I thought it was great to see him get back in a rhythm in the football game. It's almost like, I know sometimes that can be frustrating for a guy like him, but I think it's really good to see him getting back to work. It's great to get him through a whole entire football game and feeling healthy after it. And like I said, between him and Terry, man, I couldn't be prouder of what those two do, both in practice and certainly in the football game for us.
That score is going to go across the line, crawl at the bottom of ESPN, all that. It's not going to look bad. You're not happy.
Yeah, I was probably more ticked last week than I was this week, so that's positive. My only deal is this: is I want us to be the best football team we possibly can be, and it's not perfect. It's the midway point of the season. We got a lot of work to do, and I think as you evaluate your football team, you watch the film, you see what you can get better, and there's obviously some areas. There was some sloppy play at times today, but I do think this, and this is what I really like about our football team: we're improving, and to say that we sit today, whatever our record is, but are constantly improving, that says a lot about our football team. And so to me, yeah, I'm not going to be satisfied, and my expectations for this group are really high, and I feel like our potential, when we reach it, we'll have a chance to be very high, and we haven't reached our full potential yet, but that's okay. It's the midway point of the season. We got a lot of work to do.
So even though you're ranked, we're still considered this team a work in progress?
Yeah, I could care less if we're ranked, I'll be honest with you. Those are things that are about after the season. Those are things that again, I said this and I'll say this again, my expectation is way higher than anybody outside these four walls can ever put on our football program. And I think our kids know that. I think our kids' expectations are equal to that. So, it's great for our campus. It's great for our community. Those are all great things about being ranked. But that doesn't get you better. That doesn't win you football games. What wins you football games is the way you approach your day-to-day process. And I know I've said that a million times, and you've heard me say it a million times, but it's our process and our ability to focus in on the day-to-day that's really critical to our success.
Yeah, that definitely helps, having games like that. But, where we get our confidence is day-to-day, like Coach Campbell says in practice. We're really a team that vibes off each other, and when we see each other playing well, that just spreads throughout the team, and it's a contagious energy. That's what we play with.
What's the difference from last year's defense to this year?
Man, I really, been trying to figure that out for a while now, and I think it's so hard to figure out because it's not an X and O. There's nothing that's different about our defense other than you look everywhere. We got guys who truly love football. We got guys that if football, wasn't a popular sport and there was 10 fans at every game, they would still be dying to go out there and play. And that's extremely important to have in a defense, and that's what we got.
Are you seeing experience make a difference on that side?
Excuse me?
Are you seeing experience make a difference on that side?
Definitely it does. When it comes to leadership, we start off the game, crazy start, return a kick, it should be 7-0, and then all of a sudden it's 7-0 them, down 7-0 at home, that hurts. But, we got guys that are leaders and are veterans, and they can bounce back from that and really get our team going.
You guys are down 7 before you even step on the field. You just kind of take me through the mindset of how you guys got through that.
Just kind of, playing our game. That's what we do. We go out there to play. Every game we plan to have a shutout. So that 7 points, it is what it is. we figure we score 7 points, don't let them score. That's the only points we're going to let them get.
Even when other teams have been getting to see you for a half and then you adjust at halftime, what's making Coach Haycock so good at keeping the other teams off the board in the third quarter?
He's a veteran coach. He's been around a lot of places, and he really watches each individual detail. So he can really be there to tell you what's happening, what's going on, where our errors are. And we got guys that communicate greatly. Football isn't perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. We got veteran guys, like you said, who will come out and tell them why the play busted, 15 yards, what's going on, and then we make adjustments and fix it and come out the second half blazing.
Trent, how frustrating is it? I mean, against Arkansas State, it was a kick return that really shut out. Now tonight, high snap.
Yeah, man. That's like the worst of a really good situation. So it's a little frustrating, but it's almost something that we laugh at. It's like, dang, we shut out. We want that 0. But either way, we get that victory. We're coming out happy.
Yeah, it has been. But, I'm being a good teammate and, cheering these guys on. And pretty much I'm going to do my best to get back and, stay healthy.
Give you some confidence knowing that those guys kept the team in good hands when you were out?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I knew they would, before the season. We got a great group of running backs, and, we all play hard every play.
How you feeling right now? Are you back to 100%?
I'm pretty close to being 100%, but I feel good after the game, so I'm going to keep, getting better each week.
Thanks, Swanson, after the 88-yard run after you scored that touchdown.
No, I told him to go score that touchdown. That's his touchdown.
What type of runner is Terry, and how do you think he's maybe a little different than you are?
Actually, I feel like Terry's an explosive running back. He always hits the holes pretty hard. And, he's just a good running back. He got good vision, too. And, he's pretty good at, changing direction sometime. And, he sees things kind of like how I do. And, we live together and we're pretty good buddies, man.
You try to implement some of his game into your game and vice versa?
Yeah, pretty much, but we're both our own different types of running back pretty much. And, I talk to him all the time about, oh, you should have did this. And he probably say the same thing to me. We do that a little bit. Me and Terry are good buddies.
Really? We've just been focusing more, getting down to it in practice. We knew we weren't performing to our expectations and, how we knew we could perform. So we just got down to it in practice. We stayed late. We were there early doing extra work. And, we started gelling a little bit once the season started going.
Yeah, I felt my legs down a little bit. Hamstring was getting tight. I just tried to dive, at the end. But we ended up scoring anyway, so that was good. I did, but, I know I got a good group of teammates that'll finish the runs off for me, so I was just happy that we ended up scoring.
Now, for the running backs, you guys are getting so many even carries, and each one of you's coming in different series at different times. Can you kind of feel the defense getting tired of how many times you're going to play?
I definitely can. I feel like that keeps us fresh, too. Injuries will be cut down from that.
Was it different to have Kareem back at all?
I think it was a big difference, because that's a big guy right there. Teams will get tired of tackling him, so it makes it easy for us too.
All you heard about Kent State was their defense. Their numbers were excellent, 6th best in the country. Do you guys feel a little challenged? Supposedly they don't give up any rushing.
We just wanted to go out there like any other week, but we did feel a little challenge in there. We wanted to prove a point that, we have one of the best offenses, too.
Coach says that ranking really doesn't matter to him. It's not getting better. Does the ranking matter to you as a teammate?
I feel like it's just good for, the university, And I feel like we just got to keep pushing. We can't really worry about that. And as a team, I don't think we worry about that too much, but just want to